guests, faculty, and student leaders seated on the stage. But please hold your applause until the last person is introduced. To my right, your left, Mrs. Eleanor K. O'Connor, Principal of Staten Island Technical High School. Mr. Nicholas Coletto, Superintendent of the Basis High School. And our commencement speaker. On the end, Mr. Robert Andrews, Assistant Principal for Administration. To my left, your right, Mr. Dennis Teresi, Assistant Principal in charge of Humanities, in charge of Engineering, Mathematics, and Music. Ms. Esther Abrams, the Assistant to the Superintendent. Mrs. Lois Honig, Assistant Principal of Supervision for the Humanities. And Mrs. Carolyn Gannon, Junior and Senior Guidance Counselor and Senior College Advisor. To my right, your left, in the second row, Laura Magnotti, valedictorian, Philip Napoli, salutatorian, Michelle Bellucci, co-president of the National Honor Society. To my left, your right, in the second row, Stephen Bendigni, co-president of the National Honor Society, Marissa Darrow, vice president of the senior class, Walter McDonald, Jr., secretary of the senior class, and Mr. Sanford Levy, freshman and sophomore advisor. To my right, your left in the third row, Mr. Zygmunt Robinson, electronics teacher. Ms. Pastel Dunn, testing coordinator and teacher of mathematics. Ms. Sophia Boyanowski, teacher of the Russian language. And Ms. Judy Teen, teacher of electronics. To my left, your right, third row, Ms. Mary Brooks, teacher of biology and our track coach. Ms. Deborah Griggs, teacher of biology, in particular our surf program students. Ms. Judy Pelletieri, assistant to Ms. Gannon, and Ms. Cassandra Facciaconti, our junior class of '99 and our student accompanist for today. These are our welcome guests. May I also acknowledge my colleagues of the faculty of Staten Island Technical High School seated among you, and particularly with our senior class. I'd like to applaud their efforts and thank them for their presence today. And now, our salutatorian, Mr. Philip Napoli, will speak on behalf of the graduates. Mr. Napoli.
It seemed an impossible job. How could one person look back on 4 crazy years and squeeze them into a 3-minute speech that some of you guys would listen to? It cost me a couple of nights' sleep, but I think I finally found the answer in the most unlikely of places. While a yearbook cover may look like something that belongs in a child's room next to the crayons, the words printed on it have meaning far beyond their simple appearance. We came, we saw, we conquered, it reads. And if you take the time to think about it, that's exactly what we did. It was an intimidating day when we came to our first session of summer discovery at Newdorf High School. While trying not to get trampled by the mob of summer schoolers around us, some of us actually found the time to get excited about meeting the people we would be spending most of our time with for the next 4 years to come. This was our first taste of high school work, and while it was hard to swallow at first, learning about good old CPs with Mr. Callahan and hearing Mr. Robinson say, "Ow, ow, 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 one ow," as only he can, will always be remembered. From there, we moved to our first day of real high school in the overcrowded halls of Tech. Trying not to get lost was hard enough, and was made even tougher by having to steer clear of seniors who towered over us. As our first day was confusing and seemed like it would never end, we later realized that some good did come out of it. We had actually begun to make friends with one another, saying goodbye as we ran out through the front entrance at 2:40. As a class, we saw many changes as the years passed by. A big switch took place in administration as Mrs. O'Connor and Mr. Andrews were added to the staff. Our relationships saw a change as well. While friendships that we made as freshmen may no longer exist, some of the people that we couldn't stand back then are in many cases our best friends now. A few of us first came face to face with fear in high school. Who can ever forget the first time they saw a tech test, the inside of a Regents or an AP exam, and completely drew a blank? Lucky for some of you, I'm a pretty nice guy and was always willing to lend a helping hand. For the right price. From brawls on volleyball night to fighting for the last Oreo and gossiping in Miss Carr's room, the one thing that we can say for certain is that we never saw a dull moment at Staten Island Tech. At last, we come to We Conquered. And as we sit here now, we can definitely say that this is what we have done. We have conquered. Be proud of yourselves and never forget what we've accomplished over these 4 years. Because in a couple of minutes, we'll all be graduating from the best high school in all of New York City. In closing, I leave you with a phrase understood by only the greatest minds of our time. Loop this. So without further ado, worthy grads, parents, teachers, faculty, and distinguished guests, it is my extreme pleasure to welcome you all to Staten Island Tech's 1998 commencement ceremony. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Carr. I'd like to welcome again the class of 1998, parents, friends, step-parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, brothers, sisters, and significant others in these young folks' lives. You are our special guests today, and we are delighted to be here to celebrate their achievements. I would like to welcome our special keynote speaker, our superintendent, Mr. Nicholas Coletto. He is extremely busy at this time of year, as you understand, but he found time to come to our tech graduation, and I'd like to thank Mr. Coletto. As you know, a graduation commencement exercise like this doesn't happen without tremendous effort on the part of many, many people. I would like to thank particularly Ms. Carr, Ms. Gannon, Mrs. Schwartz, Mrs. Pelletieri, and the gentleman at the door, Mr. Callahan and Mr. Maniaci, and all of our assistant principals, Ms. Honig, Mr. Teresi, and Mr. Andrews, who have worked so hard to produce this day today. Oops. Well, your light will light up the whole auditorium, don't worry. You are the light of our future, so I think we'll be okay. I would like to say that this has been a wonderful 4 years for you. I am familiar with the last two, and you have done so many extraordinary and great deeds during this time that I know you can be truly proud of those 2 years, and I'm sure the two that came before. You are a very, very wonderful group of young people who have made your parents proud, and you have really done so much in 4 years at Tech that I can only wonder what wonderful things you will do in the future. At this time, I would ask you, as the graduates of the class of 1998, to think about the folks who have gotten you here today. I'll particularly ask you to think about your first teachers, who were your parents and grandparents and others in your lives. Those are the people who first read to you and taught you right from wrong, and those are the people who really molded you into what you have become. Next came the teachers in nursery school, kindergarten, elementary school, intermediate school. They sent you to Tech prepared and knowledgeable, and they really did a wonderful job to bring you to Tech with all of the talents and accomplishments that you had at that point. But I must particularly thank the teachers at Staten Island Tech who have devoted countless hours on your behalf and truly care about and love you and have been there for you. I'd like to ask the class of 1998 to please give a hand to your parents, to your teachers. I said that it has been a wonderful 4 years, but I must tell you that this year alone has been a sensational year. Thanks to your efforts and the efforts of your fellow students at Staten Island Tech, you have done wonderful things. I wrote them down because I was afraid I might forget, so let me just read a few. This year, Staten Island Technical High School was the first place winner in both the Mathematics and Science Olympics at the College of Staten Island. Staten Island Tech's Cranial Crunch team was the winner in the Staten Island Cable Cranial Crunch contest of all the Staten Island public high schools. We were the first place regional winner in the Science Olympics, defeating 2 teams from Stuyvesant High School, I might add. Very great. Our Lincoln Douglas debate team took first place in the Tier 1 citywide championships. That is the most prestigious and difficult debate contest, I would say, in the United States, and our team is in first place. Terrific. Our boys cross country team were the Island and City champs, as well as our whole Island champs. One of our students won the Barnard Essay Contest, again, one of the most significant essay contests, and there were many other students. One of our seniors won a Bertelsmann Scholarship for Music, Mr. Bennett, and another student, Robert Fulham, won a $5,000 scholarship for a song he wrote. And one of our students is not here today, and I'd like to give a special accolade to Veronica Magnuson, who is in Russia, representing not Staten Island Tech, not Staten Island, not New York City, not New York State, but the United States in the Russian Olympiad of Spoken Russian. Veronica passed on her own graduation to be there. It's a tremendous honor for Veronica and our school, and I'd like to give Veronica a special thanks. A beautiful young lady at the end of the graduation line. That will be Veronica's sister accepting on Veronica's behalf. Finally, your class this year was part of a group that passed so many regions that it's absolutely record-breaking in terms of the statistics. And I would like to read to you the passing percentages in the 1998 regions which were just administered. In biology, we had 97.2% passing, chemistry 93.8%, physics, not an easy subject, 98.7%, sequential math, those math teachers really pulled through, 100% passing in sequential 1, the students pulled through 100% passing in sequential 2, and 98.9% passing in sequential 3. Electronics on the comprehensive, 96.7% of the students passed. In English, 99.5% of the students passed. In U.S. history, which was only a group of 30, 100% passed. Global history, the regions in New York City, which gets the poorest passing, we had 99.4% passing, and Russian comprehensive, 100% passing. Give yourselves a Finally, I would like to say that 100% of the class of 1998 is graduating today. Every single one of you made it, and I congratulate you for that. That's a great honor. And last but not least, this class, together, you see there aren't millions of people here, but together this class won $12.2 million in college scholarships. Well done. We are so proud of you, we love you, and we are truly sorry to see you leave us. Please remain part of us. You You will always be in our hearts. We hope we will be in yours. Please join our Alumni Association and remember that you are always part of our Staten Island Technical High School family. Have a wonderful graduation ceremony and a wonderful day, and enjoy the rest of your life. May the road rise to meet you and the wind be at your back. Thank you. At this time, we would like to recognize and honor our gold medal winners. May I now ask Mr. Andrews, Mr. Gerisi, and Mrs. Honig to please join us at the podium.
Thank you, Ms. Carr. First of all, I'd like to congratulate the graduates and their parents. And it's with pleasure that I announce the gold medal winners in each of the subject areas. In mathematics, I ask these people to stand in their place when their names are called, please. The gold medal in mathematics awarded to Laura Magnati. The gold medal in biology, again, Laura Magnati. The gold medal in chemistry, awarded to Lev Luchenko. Lev, perhaps these winners can join us on stage. Lev, come on up. The gold medal in physics, also Lev Luchenko. The gold medal in computer science, Stephen Halaga. The gold medal in electrical engineering, Michael Disselman. And the gold medal in mechanical engineering, Kevin Chin. I now ask Mrs. Honig to continue with her department.
It's my pleasure to recognize the following gold medal winners and ask them to step to the stage. Here already, gold medal in English is Laura Magnati. Gold medal for excellence in social studies, Bavisha Dixit. Gold medal for excellence in foreign language. This young lady is in Russia, Veronica Magnuson. And the gold medal for excellence in physical education, Nicole Russo. If you give a round of applause for all of our gold medalists.
Kodak moment. Thank you very much, gold medal winners. Congratulations to you and your families. May I call upon Mrs. O'Connor, our principal, for a special presentation of awards at this time. Mrs. O'Connor?
Thank you. I just spent about 5 minutes extolling your talents and achievements, and I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't suggest to you that with those talents and achievements comes the obligation to give back. I've said that to you at every given moment, assemblies, awards assemblies, National Honor Society installations, and by now I know it's a broken record. I think you may be hearing that theme again before the day is over. But in the mode of giving back, you do not have to look far for heroes. We have within our midst dedicated people who have served Staten Island Tech selflessly and without any concern for themselves. They have given many, many hours. And these are the parents of our seniors who have served as PTA officials, officers, and we would like to honor them today. We'd ask these ladies to please come up and receive a small token of our affection and gratitude. Miss Joanne Fisher. Mary Vera Costas. Elizabeth Victor. Mary Magnati. Kathy Rippo. Mary Lou Sabatis. And Miss Corey Birdie. These ladies have been outstanding. Do what they have done.
The awards represent numerous hours of time and love that were given to our students at Staten Island Technical High School. We thank the PTA as always. This is indeed a distinct moment in our ceremony, in which I have the pleasure of introducing Mr. Nicholas Coletto, our superintendent of Oasis High School, who will present our commencement keynote address. At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce Mr. Coletto.
Good afternoon. Before I begin my thoughts for this afternoon, I would be remiss if I didn't tell you where I was this morning, because in many ways I was on the other side of the world, in a school in Williamsburg at the final commencement activity of Eastern District High School, paying respects to a group of students who have struggled tremendously, who were not given a lot to begin with, but managed to accomplish a lot. To you, who were given a lot is expected. Jose Marte was quoted as saying, "Mankind is composed of two sorts of men, those who love and those who hate. Those who love and create, those who hate and destroy." If I were to ask each of us here today which sort of person we would like to be known as, I would venture to say that every single one of us would say we want to be known as a person who loves and creates. We want to be labeled as good people. We would insist that love is the only way to go, and that hate is wrong, that good people don't hate, they only love. I would propose to you today that even good people must be capable of both emotions. They must be capable of love and of hate. We must be capable of both of these, because without them, we cannot be a full human being, and our society will suffer. However, we must know exactly how to use these two most powerful of emotions. I fully expect that at your experience here at Staten Island Tech, because you come from a caring, wonderful community, you have been taught and explored the possibilities of how to love one another and to contribute to your society, to create good things. I would also hope that the community here at Staten Island Tech has taught you how to hate. Sounds very strange, because they're difficult questions. Who, what should you love? Who, what should you hate? What things should you work to create? What things should you work to destroy? Perhaps we can get a little clue from Paul's 1 Corinthians, where he writes, "Love is long-suffering and love is kind." If you say you believe these things, then I charge you today to love those who suffer and do them kindness. seem that those in positions of power today, in the national and local governments, are doing just the opposite. Instead of helping those who are suffering, they seem to take more and more away from those and cause even more suffering. It is very clear to me that a country which has so much, the richest country on the face of this planet, has much to learn. There should be no unnecessary suffering. Why is there homelessness, even here on Staten Island? Why is there abject poverty? Why don't all have the benefit of proper medical care? Why are so many young men in prison? Why is no one worried about the fact that 60% of our marriages wind up in divorce? Why do so many of our elderly live in fear of even walking the streets, or don't have enough to eat, or don't have proper medical care? Why are rights taken away from legal immigrants when there are so many illegal immigrants in this country? You, the young men and women sitting here today, have to answer these questions. Don't accept outright the answers from my generation, because they're still questions, so we haven't done such a very good job of answering them. You have the power to show love, kindness, and understanding to those who suffer. You have the power to restore pride and dignity to our elderly, to our suffering poor, to those who don't have what you have and what you've been given. In medicine, we are on the verge of being able to stop the HIV virus as well as numerous other diseases. But many of the suffering poor in this country and in the world will never benefit from those treatments because only the rich in this country can afford them. If only the rich in this country can afford them, what about the tens of millions suffering worldwide? You have the power to love these individuals who are less fortunate than yourself and to show them kindness. In so loving, you will create. You will create wellness in our country, in our world, but more importantly, you will create wellness in yourselves. You have the power to do good to others and create a sense of goodness in your very own souls. Muhammad speaks to us in Surah 17, the night journey. If you do good, it is your own souls you do good to. When you show love to people, you give the greatest gift possible, you give of yourself. It is written in the Hindu text, the Bhagavad Gita, when you offer with love a leaf, a flower, or water to me, I accept that offer of love from the giver who gives himself. I challenge you here today to love and therefore to create. But I also challenged you to hate and therefore destroy. Hate the attitude of those who would try to stop you from giving back. Hate those and the attitude that would prevent you from trying. If it's an elected official, vote them out of office. Hate it when someone would attempt to stop you from giving yourself in service to others. Hate these things and you will be able to destroy this attitude. You will be able to destroy their evil. You might even be able to change their mind. But certainly, you will be able to change our world for the better. It's also been written, love believes all things, hopes all things. How can you use this belief and hope to help learn about both love and hate? I challenge you, believe in knowledge, love learning, hate ignorance. I challenge you to believe in the equality of every human being, love others, hate bigotry and prejudice. I challenge you to believe in the fundamental rights of all people regardless of who they are or what they are. Love freedom and democracy, hate any attempt to take them away from you or from others. You can create. You can create a bright future of hope for yourself, hope for your family, hope for our world, hope for all future generations. You will be able to destroy those things that would discourage you and tear you down and would take away your dreams. You will be able to destroy negativity. never fails. Finally, it's been written, when I was a child, I spoke as a child, I understood as a child, I thought as a child, but when I became an adult, I put away childish things. You are now the adults. You must begin thinking as adults and taking adult responsibilities. It is in your hands to decide what to love and what to hate, what to create and what to destroy, what suffering to work to relieve, what kindness to show, what to believe in, what to hope for. You have that power. I challenge you here today to create goodness and destroy evil. You have the power to make this world a better place. You have the power to pass on to your children a better world than my generation is passing on to you. You have the power to do all of these things in your lifetime. The real question you have to ask yourself today and every day of your life is, will I choose to use that power? As for me, I believe you will choose to use it. Hang in there. Keep up the good fight. God bless you all.
I need a moment. That was beautiful. I hope that the graduates will truly listen and follow that advice, and then I know when I'm on Social Security that the world will be okay. Thank you, Mr. Glenn. We have a plaque here from the students of the class of 1998. It reads, "The class of 1998 salutes our keynote speaker, Nicholas J. Coletto, in recognition of his dedication and commitment to all students. Commencement, June 25th, 1998. On your behalf, I present this to Superintendent Coletto."
Truly thank you for your insight and your wonderful words, and it truly is a pleasure to have you here with us today. Thank you so much. At this time, our valedictorian, Ms. Laura Magnotti, will look to the future for the class of 1998. Ms. Magnotti.
We all know why we're sitting here today. We finally made it. Today marks the last day of our high school year. Graduation is the time to look back, appreciate, give thanks for all that we've experienced and learned. It is also a time to dream and to look forward with pride and confidence to the many new challenges that await us. I can remember all the times in previous years when I felt that this day would never come. But the months and years have flown by, and graduation is finally upon us. Our education is not ending today, but rather reaching a new level. We approach this day with mixed emotions. We feel the sadness of being separated from our friends, but we feel the excitement of new opportunities and new friends that we see on the horizon. We also feel a bit frightened by the uncertainties that come next. We started out at Tech as scared little freshmen, not knowing anyone else, and getting trampled in the halls by upperclassmen. Over the past 4 years, we have shared both the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat. Aristotle once said, "The roots of education are bitter, but the fruit is sweet." We have persevered through it all, and we have accomplished many tasks, both large and small. Just sitting here today, knowing that we will soon be graduates of Staten Island Technical High School, is something that we should all be proud of. But there are also smaller, more personal achievements that have brought us satisfaction over the years. For example, the little things, like the time you passed your road test, or survived the day you had 5 tests in a row, or when you passed that one calculus test when you didn't even know how to find a derivative, all seemed like great victories at the time. Even just knowing inside yourself that you did something to help a friend probably seems like a great moment. These are all accomplishments in themselves, and you should be proud of them all. Now, as you look around you, you see 181 other people that you know a lot about, in some cases more than you ever wanted to know. These are the friends you have developed 4 years' worth of memories with. But next year, when you're sitting in your first college class, you'll be lucky if you know one or two other people in the room. College is a time for new experiences and new friends. My advice to you is this. Keep an open mind. Try new things. Don't just sit in your room 24 hours a day. Get involved in as many activities as possible. Challenge yourself. Never stop learning. Remember that you or your parents are paying an average of $100,000 for your college education, so make the most of it. But most importantly, be your own person. We will soon walk across the stage to receive a piece of paper. Actually, we don't even get that yet. It's just an empty diploma case. But this diploma cannot possibly show what we have gone through together. Accept it with pride and with honor. Some of you I will meet again, but for others, this may be the last chance I have to talk to you. As much as I would like to tell you exactly where we are headed, I must admit that I have no idea. Take a look at the people sitting around you. I guess the basic question that all of us are asking is, 20 years down the road, are those people going to be hitting you up for money, or is it going to be the other way around? My fellow graduates, I challenge you to strive to become the best citizens that you can. You will be the leaders of the future, the men and women who will help fulfill the great experiment of 1776 and carry it into the 21st century. As we move into a new era of social change, filled with dangers both at home and abroad, I hope we will all strive to keep America the great nation it is today. We will endeavor to achieve success in college, graduate school, and beyond, but let us enhance that success by striving to assist those less fortunate than ourselves. Remember that success is not a destination, but a journey. I can tell by your restlessness that it's time to stop, so I'd just like to leave you with this one last thought. When traveling on a busy road, take a moment to stop, reflect, and choose your direction carefully. Do not be affected by the activities around you. You alone are in the driver's seat. When the road goes uphill, remember that no challenge lasts forever. Use the skills you have gained to endure. Never give up hope. Continue fighting until you reach your goal. When the road is closed, be creative. Find another way to go. There are always several solutions to every problem. When the road is dark, call on a friend for help. Remember that you never have to travel alone. And when you meet a fork in the road, reflect on the words of the great American author Theodore Geisel, better known as Dr. Seuss, in his book, Oh, the Places You'll Go. You have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself in any direction you choose. Wherever you fly, you'll be the best of the best. Wherever you go, you will top all the rest. Except when you don't, because sometimes you won't. I'm sorry to say so, but sadly it's true that bang-ups and hang-ups can happen to you. You will come to a place where the streets are not marked. Some windows are lighted, but mostly they're dark. And if you go in, should you turn left or right? Or right 3/4, or maybe not quite? You can get so confused that you'll start to race, headed, I fear, toward a most useless place. The waiting place, for people just waiting. Waiting for a train to go, or a bus to come, or a plane to go. Or waiting around for a yes or a no. Or waiting for their hair to grow. Everyone is just waiting. No, that's not for you. Somehow you'll escape all that waiting and staying. On and on you will hike, and I know you'll hike far, and face up to your problems, whatever they are. You'll get mixed up, of course, as you already know. So be sure when you step with great care and great tact, and remember that life's a great balancing act. And will you succeed? Yes, you will indeed. 98 3/4% guaranteed. To the members of the class of 1998, I bid you farewell, and I wish you a safe journey as you travel on the road of life. Good luck, and thank you for a memorable 4 years.
I would like to mention that Laura Magnotti is not only the valedictorian of our school, she is also the winner of the Michael J. Petrides Award for the Outstanding Mathematics and Science Student in all of Staten Island public, parochial, and private high schools.
Thank you, Laura. At this time, I would like to call upon Mrs. O'Connor and Mrs. Carolyn Gannon, our college advisor, to continue our ceremony for today.
1998 and certify that they have completed the requirements for graduation set forth by the University of the State of New York, the Board of Education of the City of New York, and Staten Island Technical High School. Are you sure? Oh, okay. By the power invested in me by the City and State of New York, I hereby accept the class of 1998 as candidates for graduation and declare them graduates. Congratulations.
Of diplomas, may I call upon our superintendent, Mr. Coletto, and our principal, Mrs. O'Connor, assisted by Mr. Gerisi and Mr. Andrews, to please now prepare for the presentation of the diploma. May I call upon homeroom 9851, homeroom teacher, Mr. David Gus, to please proceed to the stage and accept your diplomas at this time. With the remainder of the graduates, please be seated. First row, please proceed to the stage.
Laura Magnati. Philip Napoli. Michelle Malucci.
Their homeroom teacher is Mr. Warren DiGiulio. Our fourth row, please proceed to the stage at this time.
Stephen Halaka. Timothy Johnson. Donald Lee. Baba Kadyati. Andrew Jensen. Bonnie Lewis. David Jensen. Craig Hand. Robert DeSantis. Robert Fuller. Matthew Blake. Robert Glazewski. Melissa Delmar. Brian Erickson. Joel Diacetis. Justin Weinberg. Christina Patel. Beth Salvioni. Cynthia Schicksnight. Lisa Scagnelli. Thomas Palango. Gloria Scotto. Bradley Tishman. Mark Valatudo. Michael Zisselman. Crystal Stanley. Jenny Pietromonico. Carmine Priolo. John Ulsimer. Gina Marisi. Michael Seno. Lauren Schnurr. Brian Schneider.
With homeroom 9855, their homeroom teacher is Mrs. Patricia Barry. Please proceed at this time to our stage.
Jonathan Rivera. Robert Lee. Lydia Lewinsky. Janet Lau. Danielle Holly. Mariana Lerman. Yvonne Ha. Justin Rosenberg. Nicole Tozo. Jason Patel. Frank Sanchez. Christopher Lang. Glenn Ferry. David Gonzalez. Anna Taxa. Andrea Velasquez. Janae Tesarero. Allison Wood. Stephanie Wong. Daniel Vilcar. Douglas Victor. Adam Wolf. Maria Sepalovin. Bodhi Theodorakis. Linda Birdie. Billy Watson. Jeremy Sullivan.
Would the remaining students from 9856 please proceed to the stage at this time? Their homeroom teacher is Mrs. Chris Zay. 9856 at this time. May I ask, please, for the sister of Veronica Magnuson to please join our graduation line at this time, proceeding to the stage.
Roger Helgeson. Jason Heck. Cornell Coley. Jason Klein. Katie Massey. Graduates again. Alan Wan. Neil Behrman. John Kaluga. Julie Von Devon. Matthew Zangwell. Andrea Sutton. Nicholas Spirakowski. Tony Wong. Accepting on behalf of Veronica Magnuson, who is currently representing New York State in the Russian Olympiad, is her sister Jessica.
Ladies and gentlemen, the graduates of the class of 1900.
May I ask the graduates to please remain standing? And at this time, may I ask if any of you standing people please be seated? We'd like to thank the parents, the grandparents, the teachers, the relatives, and friends who for their wonderful 4 years have supported them. And I ask our graduates now to formally turn and please recognize your family, your friends, etc. Please at this time, graduates. Let's show a welcome and thank you. The graduates at this time. The graduates at this time would like to sing the song which they selected as their class song. And I call upon Mr. Gavin
Dennis Dreesy in the hall, he always smiles and says hello. His kindness and compassion is unlike anyone else's. We thank you, Mr. Dreesy, for always being there to brighten up our day.
Lois Honig not only devotes her time and effort to the humanities department, but is also a valuable member of Staten Island Tech. She never ceases to help a student in need, and her office is always open. Thank you, Ms. Honig, for all you have done during our 4 years of Staten.
Mr. Andrews. Mr. Robert Andrews has been deeply involved in our education this senior year. He has been a valuable administrator and a source of friendly guidance. Thank you, Mr. Andrews, for helping us realize the values that we treasure today.
Ms. Carolyn Gannon has successfully helped us through our junior and senior years at Tech. Without her, college would be impossible. Thank you, Ms. Gannon, for helping us with our applications, letters of recommendation, and for just being there to advise us on the next step to take.
Mr. Levy, also very important to our school for the freshmen and sophomores that will be graduating in years to come. Thank you for your guidance also. At the beginning of our junior year, we are fortunate enough to receive a new addition to Staten Island Technical High School. Though our principal, Mrs. Eleanor K. O'Connor, has been with us only 2 years, during this time, she has effected changes to improve our school and has been there to help students with their concerns about school policy, applying to college, planning school functions, and was always there to make sure we were having a good day. Mrs. O'Connor has demonstrated a commitment to our education and a dedication to her profession. As a principal, she truly listens, cares, and takes action. As a leader, she has provided us all with the perfect role model. It is for these reasons that on behalf of the class of 1998, I would like to say thank you.
And last, but certainly not least, there's one woman on this stage who I am honored to recognize. A woman whom I admire for her dedication, involvement, and commitment to Staten Island Tech and its students. She never hesitates to put others before herself and is always there to talk to listen to, or just to be around. Whether it is in the form of friendship or food, this woman is always available. This woman is Miss Celine Carr. Thank you, Ms. Carr.
Frank, it didn't work. I'm sorry. I love you, and you know that. We started together, and you will finish. I will stay, but I know you'll come back to visit often. And yes, if you can't see it, I'm really touched. Thank you, everyone, and I love you. May I ask everybody in the assemblage to please rise at this time so we may sing our alma mater, accompanied by Mr. Chandra Pachapani.
Stand
ceremony. May I request that all of our guests please remain in their seats until our graduates exit, and thank you. May I call upon our student leaders at this time to assemble in front of our graduates and to ask them to take part in the following graduation tradition, the turning of the tassels. 1, 2, 3.